technique side is very simple. One of the things that I found during my travels, during my hitchhiking days, was to enter a state beyond my fear mind. To do that, you can use breath work and you can use mantras. One of my favorite mantras, which I made up myself, which you can borrow or keep or change or whatever until you get your own, is very simple. So in the morning time, I'll allocate time for meditation. Even if it's only 10 minutes, you're saying, look, I'm showing up. This is the part I said on the meetup, don't even RSVP if you're not willing to show up. And I didn't mean tonight, because obviously you came. But are you showing up in your everyday life? Are you showing up for yourself? Are you showing up for your sub-personalities? Because there's an inner community in there. And all of them are suffering too. So take some time, 5, 10, 15 minutes. For the first 5 minutes or so, what I would do is I would just use a very simple breathing technique, maybe 1-to-1 or a sort of 1-to-2 ratio. What I mean by that is, so maybe if it's a 1-to-1 ratio, then I'll breathe in for 4 seconds, and I'll breathe out for 4 seconds. So my in-breath is equal to my out-breath. If I do a 1-to-2 ratio, maybe my in-breath is 4 seconds and my out-breath is 8 seconds. This is just to make sure that we're managing the flow of energy. And in the physical sense, that's air and oxygen. If we do, say, a 2-to-1 ratio, where it's 8 seconds in and 4 seconds out, you're probably going to hyperventilate. And you might start feeling things like pins and needles, and it's going to hurt, because that means you've taken in too much oxygen and you've imbalanced your body. So it's really important to breathe with balance. I also want you to be aware that when you're doing this breath work, you're not just breathing air. Think about when Morpheus says that to Neo in the Matrix. Do you think that's air you're breathing? Yes, you're breathing air, but it's not the only thing you're doing when you're doing this focused, deep breath work. You're drawing in energy from your energy centers. Let's focus on the solar plexus chakra, or what in some Eastern philosophies they call the lower dantian. Let's focus here for a moment. Think about the metaphor of the laughing Buddha. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate the laughing Buddha. I do not have a goiter belt or whatever they're called to restrain this. It's just I'm using my abdomen muscles. There we go. So I'm now the laughing Buddha. I'm illustrating the laughing Buddha. The laughing Buddha is not fact. The laughing Buddha is illustrating where he's holding his chi. It's an illustration. It's a metaphor. You're holding your energy. So when you're doing this breath work, I want you to also use your non-physical senses to be aware of the energy, the universal energies that you're drawing in, whether you call them prana, whether you call them chi, whatever you label. These are universal energies that we're drawing in when we do this deep breath work, especially when we're breathing through the abdomen in a sense. We're opening these energy centers that are clarifying the air that we breathe, clarifying the air with light. That is a powerful process. When we breathe, when we're moving our chest, that process is not really happening. Again, Buddha is showing us where he's holding his energy, where that energy is being transformed. We breathe air, it gets clarified by this light, this supernal light, and it charges the physical body. It enlivens the physical body. Does that make sense? So while I'm sat there for 5 minutes doing this breath work, I'm also focused, non-physically, inwards, on drawing in air, drawing in the energy from universal energies into my body, through my energy body. My energy body is this conduit between my physical body and all that I am, and all that there is. It is that integral point, the crossroads, that where we draw in energy into that point, which then enlivens the physical body. When I teach my weekend workshops on out-of-body exploration, people start having out-of-body experiences, and then they feel for the next few days quite drained. And they're like, is it always going to be this way? No, it's not. You may feel when you're initially doing this work, that it's draining, a little bit draining. That's only because you're using your own energy reserves within without topping them up. And it's the same with out-of-body experiences. When we use our astral body, the astral body is draining energy from the energy body. And therefore feel tired the next day. We have to learn to manage that whole system better, that whole energy system, to keep our astral body topped up, our energy body topped up, and our physical bodies topped up. Do I look 400 years old? Okay. So, when you're doing for the first 5 or 10 minutes, you're breathing in the air, you're using your imagination. Thought creates form on some level. So, if it's not the physical, it's going to be the immediate energy within your energy field. We can create thought forms in our energy field. Beneficial thought forms, not just the ones we get programmed with. So for that first few minutes, this is what I'm doing. To then start going deeper, I will repeat mantras. I've already mentioned this mantra earlier if you were listening. The mantra is, now I enter the loving energy field of my higher self. Now I enter the loving energy field of my higher self. And I'll repeat this again and again for about 5 or 10 minutes. I promise you, after doing the breath work, using my imagination, and now imagining myself, my consciousness, not my body, my consciousness, entering the unified energy field of living light that is my higher self. I imagine myself entering that. I'm no longer in my fear mind. I'm asking for support from my guides, from my higher self to help raise my internal vibrational energy. So I'm using affirmations as well. I've got all of this going on, and within about 10 to 15 minutes, I'm in a very deep, energetic state, which is perfect for manifestation. Absolutely perfect. When you do this on a daily basis, you're recalibrating your nervous system. In that space is where you can start giving over a lot of these emotions, a lot of this pain, a lot of this suffering to the higher self, to that state of consciousness that is capable of dealing with it. Your part is you're doing the emotional work right there. You're doing the mental work right there. You're in the mental gym. You're doing the meditation. It is an action. It is a powerful action. It is nothing at all to be ashamed of. These are actions. People will sometimes say, yes, but then we need to do other actions too. Yes, but that doesn't mean it minimalizes that this is an action. It is the first action you should be taking because it is the one that literally helps you take your mind away from your physical body, from the drama of your everyday life, to where it can be set right again, to where you can then re-enter the body and have a better relationship with physical reality. Because now you're spiraling upwards in love instead of constantly downwards in fear. Does that make sense? So if you want to be the powerful manifestor that you are, you have to get into that space of your true self on a daily basis. Because again, the coding of your manifestation powers is in the natural patterns of the energy field of your true self. So this is a very simple system, but very effective, not to be underestimated. We have to look at our darkness. We have to look at that stuff in the shadow. We have to acknowledge our darkness, but equally we have to acknowledge our light. Our fear mind of the ego, our problems are bigger than us. But the light of your true self is bigger than your problems. This is why the co-creation is so important. So by giving yourself time every single day to get back into the state of who and what you really are, beyond the lies of the ego, you get to recalibrate your nervous system. You get to have your mind set right, and you will have a better relationship with physical reality after meditation is finished. Within the meditation, within the body of the meditation, if you're not deep enough, beyond your fear mind, the fear mind will come up. It'll say things like, let's say, for example, you suddenly have a negative thought about your boss. That's not where you then confirm that he is a jerk. You might simply say, okay, yes, he can act like a jerk. But this is the mental muscles and emotional muscles time, the reps in the mental gym. He can seem like a jerk sometimes, but I'm sure he's got his own problems. And I'm sure I add to them. I bring my shit to the office all the time. I clean my physical body every day, but I do not purify my heart. I love him conditionally, and that is not love at all. That's that mental workout, that emotional workout. So when you're in the body of the meditation and you're not deep enough beyond the fear mind, that stuff will come up. Yes. For some of you, you've tried meditation, you say, I've tried meditation, it didn't work. It's a matter of going back to it with this new information and saying, it will work, it did work. I just, thought one time, if I fall down, the ego is going to slap me hard, and then it just doesn't work. We've talked about it. One time isn't enough. It takes 28 days to repattern this stuff, to create a new neural connection, powerful, stronger than the old ones. So now if you can imagine you're there, you're in that loving energy field of your higher self. You are spiritually there, you are mentally there. You're beyond the five senses of the physical body. They're not evidencing your reality anymore, saying the stuff isn't working, I've been doing it for 2 days now. You're in the energy field of something loving. Not using your thought processes and your pain and suffering against you. It's loving you. True unconditional love. It's holding that space. It is this point where, again, you can start beyond the fear mind, surrendering all the painful stuff, all the hurtful thoughts, asking for it to transform this stuff. You're there taking your action. You're right there in meditation. You are staying focused. You're not letting the fear mind get the better of you. You are taking a powerful action. Do not underestimate your light. When I'm deep enough into that space, and my mind really starts to get clear, I then take my manifestation, the seed of what I desire, and I get very super clear. I don't get to the point where I'm obsessed that it has to happen this way. Because I know from experience that sometimes if I don't control things, like on the synchronicity walks, we can experience pure magic. Something better than we're expecting for ourselves. So when I'm in that deep space and I'm planting that seed, the first thing I'll think about, what is the one thing right now, more than anything else, I'd like to manifest in my life? I get super clear in that space. I'm already clear before I get into the meditation so that when I get there, it's easy for this to come. And I'll think, what is it? For me, let's say it's filling this workshop space, filling this talk space. It's 70 seats. I think we've got 70 bums on 70 seats, pretty much. So that was really good. So what I would do is I would think, okay, what do I want to manifest? I want to manifest a full talk. 70 people, 70 seats. Look around you. How many spare seats? My point is this. I was clear. And I was in a clear state of mind. I wasn't trying to manifest while I was spiraling down in fear. I'm in a state of manifestation when I'm spiraling up in love. There's a huge difference there. There's more energy available to me in that state. I'm willing for this to be a co-creation. I'm not saying I have to do this on my own. That's the ego, the fear mind says you have to do it on your own. No, you do not. So I'm in that space. I get very clear. I want a full workshop, 70 people on 70 chairs. None of you paid in advance. Some of you were bringing people and they didn't show up, but others came instead. Pure magic. So I'm there. I put forward the seed. I plant the seed in that very fertile ground of this loving, unconditional realm of my higher self's inner sanctum. And then I think about, how would it make me feel? How would it make me feel if this manifestation came full circle? How would that make me feel if I arrived on the day and there were 70 bright, shining people facing me? How would that make me feel? Come on, everybody flash me a smile. That makes me feel very good. That's exactly what I saw. That is exactly what I saw in my manifestation meditation. If this workshop was crap, you probably wouldn't have smiled. So I then feel that feeling. But I feel it as if it's already so. And this is one of the keys. Master manifestors, this is what they know, that it's a feeling you have to feel is already being so. You have to hold that energy in every cell of your body, every molecule of your being. You have to be able to feel it as if it's already so. You can use that mantra, it's already so, it's already so, it's already so. I'm feeling that energy of already so. I'm feeling it in every inch of my body, every molecule, every cell, everything, everywhere. I don't care if it's an illness that I want to heal. I don't care if it's a car, a relationship. I'm in the right space to manifest miracles. And in most cases, I stay in that space, the whole meditation, without the fear mind coming in. Because I've managed it from start to finish in a way that is not me doing this on my own. When the tough stuff comes up, I surrender my part of the co-creation to the part that can handle it. The part that can go to the back of the gym and lift the biggest weights. I'm still at the front of the gym. I'm like, okay, I can do this about. This is what I do. The bit that is stronger, can handle that heavy lifting, I give it to it to transform. And I do my part by showing up in this meditation every day. I do my part by, when my fear mind comes up, I hand that bit over to, I remind myself that I'm whole, I'm powerful, I'm strong. All of these good things. I affirm my love for myself and for others. I'm in a state of gratitude. Start to finish, this is the process. So again, I'm there. I've already got clear with my manifestation, my desire. I know how it will make me feel if it comes full circle. I'm feeling it as if it's already happened. Next, I'm visualizing. I'm using my powers to visualize, and I'm in this energy field of living light. You can easily imagine that. Just this space. There's no form as such. It's just an energy field of light. And it surrounds me. It penetrates me. It's who I am. And when I'm clear and I'm feeling the feeling that it's already so, I then allow other aspects of my non-physical senses to come into it. First, I'll hear laughter. I will hear all 70 of you laughing at my jokes. I will hear you laughing. That puts a big smile on my face when I'm in that space. I'm there laughing too. In my meditation, surrounded by the loving energy of higher self, I'm now hearing your laughter. And there's been a lot of it tonight. I'm hearing that. And then, visually, I start allowing myself to see the carpet, the chairs, your bodies. I'm starting to connect with all my non-physical senses. I'm evidencing my life with my spiritual eyes, because my physical life is being evidenced by the 5 senses of the physical body, which are mostly under the control of the fear mind, of the ego. And it lies. When I look in the mirror, it lies to me because it's telling me the truth that was yesterday. It's not telling me the truth that's to come because of my getting into my right mind on a daily basis. This is powerful. So I'm in this state, lots of energy. The visuals are starting to come. And then I make a connection with each one of you, individually, but simultaneously. Because that's how powerful we are within that state. And I activate synchronicity for all of us. The synchronicities that will bring this evening about. Not through force, but through love. Do you want a refund? Can I keep the money? Are you happy? Okay? I stood there in that energy field. Not with my fear minds. I need them to show up. Fuck's sake, I need them to show up. I need to pay my bills. That was left behind. I'm in the energy field of love. I'm making a connection with each of you. Is this right for you? Is it right for you to be here?
Absolutely.
And boom, synchronicity. It'll happen. You'll be here. I'm making this connection. And at the very end, I'm in deep gratitude. Before I leave this space, I'm in deep gratitude to my higher self, to my guides, to the all that is. I'm just absolutely belting out the gratitude. I'm not just saying thank you. I'm saying thank you, more please. Who would not want more of this? If this was what you do for a living, who would not want more of this? I know there's abundance. I mean, probably a few of you are public speakers as well. There's enough for all of us. There's 8 million Londoners out there. I only got 70 for the night. 20 for everyone. So I know it's about abundance. So when I say thank you, I say thank you, more please. And then I let it go. I start coming out of the meditation state. I re-enter my body mentally, emotionally, spiritually, psychically. I start grounding my energy. I wiggle my fingers and my toes. Take some deep air. I know that I'm bringing that air in, and I'm grounding that energy into my body. And that's how I start my day. On the flip side, I could start my day. I wake up. How do we feel? Good shit. Go and get some coffee. Get the adrenaline kicking in, feeling like shit. Now I'm shit on adrenaline. Get on the London Underground, pick up the Metro. Holy shit, look at all the bad news. Holy crap, what's all the point? And then I have an existential crisis before even breakfast. You know, it's just like, Jesus Christ. You have 2 choices. You go with the fear mind of the ego, or you go with your true self.